open mind and an open heart. So Katie, we're going to go ahead and start with you. And I just want to talk about, how did you get started with your goals?
Well, hi. I'm just going to point out the elephant because I'm totally nervous. I've struggled with my weight for decades, honestly. I've been a big girl since I was probably puberty. And I've joined the business to really take advantage of the products. I really wanted to try it. It was very fascinating to me, everything with it. Thought it tasted great. Thought it was going to go great. So when they introduced the system is when I really was like, okay, it's my time. I've been planning and praying and thinking about this adventure for years and months, really. But when they introduced the system, I said, this is it. This is my time. And so I went to a doctor, and that doctor recommended someone here in town that was a specialist, and I went to him, and I took all of the products to him, and I said, I'm using this, and this is what I want to do, and I want your help. And he enrolled me in a program after consults and weigh-ins and blood testing, and fitted something specifically for me and this It Works system. So I took advantage of that and planned and prayed some more about it, and yeah, I'm down 30 pounds so far. The first picture was at conference in February, and I will be 100 pounds lighter next conference.
Thank you for sharing that. So we talked about the products that you used and your results. So you wanted to talk a little bit about just kind of your regards about the products and incorporating this as a lifestyle, and you just wanted to share a little bit about that.
I did, yeah. This isn't something that I just decided to do one day, and I look at this as not only something that's going to help me and help my family, but also help my business. I've had a lot of people who have reached out to me, what are you doing, and it wasn't until I posted that. I don't post before and afters. I've talked to Kristen about this. No, I'm not putting my belly on the internet. Ain't gonna happen. And I did it. And when I did it is when my Facebook blew up. I had messages, I had phone calls, I had texts, everything. It was just, I wouldn't say it's completely demolished my business where I'm living high on the hog or anything right now, but I've had a lot of people who have messaged me and said, wow, I see you every day. I didn't know. This is great. I didn't recognize you. I didn't know that was you. Things like this. So it's when you really step way out of your comfort zone, you post the picture, is when miracles start happening. And I really didn't think that people would care all that much. I posted this because I was proud of what I did. I put on a pair of blue jeans I haven't worn in 3 years, and it felt awesome. I didn't want to get emotional. So I look at these two pictures, and it's like I told Piper, I'm just starting. This is just the beginning for me. I would love to come back in 6 months and talk again and see a new before and after. I stand before here and I say, this is just not something that I've incorporated today or last month or 2 months ago. This is a lifestyle that I have to live for the rest of my life. And It Works is going to help with that, and that is awesome.
Thank you so much, Katie. I think she speaks to a couple really important things. Getting out of your comfort zone. We preach it, and being a product of the product. That is going to boom your business, absolutely, hands down. I saw Jamie had posted on a leadership page today, and she said, if you were selling a car, but you only ever had ridden a bike, do you think people are going to buy a car from you? And that made perfect sense to me. So be a product with a product. Thank you, Katie. The next person we have is Dana Cox. And Dana does not have a before and after picture, and that is part of her story, actually. So I'm just going to kind of hand it over to her, and she's going to go.
So I have two little girls. Kaylin is 7, and Emery is 3. We got pregnant with Kaylin. We were both college students. not in the 5-year plan, actually not really in the ever plan. I didn't want to have kids. It was just not a time in our lives where we were ready. So had this beautiful little baby on my college graduation day, and I was clueless. So learning about all of that, going to school, trying to finish. My husband was in school working full time, and started noticing on like the top, not really her like butt, but right above that, lower back, kind of where her diaper sits, kind of started getting red, and I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? It's diaper rash, whatever, put some stuff on it. Let's fast forward, it just kept getting worse. It went into the creases of her arms, it went behind her knees, it got worse, it got flaky, it got to the point where around Christmas time, she's still really little, but she would stretch her little baby arms out and she would just be bloody in the creases. I'm not emotional, I don't know why I'm crying, but it broke my heart. I didn't know what to do. So we went to the doctor, went to a bunch of specialists, and she had severe eczema, and it was very, very, very early for such a small baby. I actually brought a list. I'm nervous, so it's in my purse, I forgot it, to show you guys the creams that we paid for. I have 2 notebook pages, college ruled, of the medicines that we went through. After that didn't work, we went to different doctors. I have a list of different doctors, just a page full. And we even did home remedies. I went through everything I could think of. Nothing. She kind of grew out of it. It wasn't terrible. It kind of moved into flare-ups. So she would always be red. Oh, thank you. I'll just show you. But yeah, this is just the ones I could remember from like 7 years ago, you guys. So here's some of them, and here's some more of them. And this is just like the medicine. This isn't even, this is just like the over-the-counter stuff. This isn't even what they prescribed. They were prescribing things for this small baby that, that they would prescribe for adults, and we had to be so careful. So anyway, she struggled with it pretty much forever, and always has. Her flare-ups are pretty bad, especially now that she's a little bit older. She just cry and cry, and she's like, "Oh, Mama, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. I don't know what to do." So I don't remember the first time I actually ordered the defining gel, but and I don't even know. It didn't come with our kits when I signed up, so I don't even know. I ordered it, I think, for my auto ship, just as something to order, and I remember seeing somebody post on there, it's liquid gold, it works for everything, and boy did I laugh. I'm like, yeah, for everything. This is why there's no picture. Like, this is not gonna work. I'm like, I have spent thousands and thousands of dollars. I have seen doctors and doctors, and there is no way that this direct sales company is gonna have a $40 bottle of stuff that is going to help. 20 minutes. It took 20 minutes and the redness had decreased. It took 1 day and you couldn't see anything on the backs of her knees and in the creases of her arms. So that's why there's no before and after.
I think we're all guilty of that. I think, our skepticism really holds us back all the time. We just don't think it's gonna work, so we don't snap a before picture because we just assume it's not gonna work. So I love that story. This next gentleman you might recognize. Yeah, 1 second here. Just kidding. That's my guy. So Jason, like I said, he had always been completely on board and was super supportive, and he was using the products, and I kind of thought he was just faking it just to support me. So he got on this journey. He was going to do the greens and the thermofit and the fat fighters, and he was going to wrap once a week, and it was going to just like make our business go bananas. And he did that, and this is what happened, and it absolutely did make our business go bananas. This was when we first had signed up, not too long into it, so like his first 3 months, and he lost what, 34 pounds. So this was great, awesome. My husband he looks awesome, and he works a job that he's on his feet and gets a lot of exercise that way. The man eats, it's disgusting the way he eats. It's one of our biggest battles is I just want him to be healthy, and I worry about his health. And so this was one thing I was really excited that it worked, but then he's going to kind of share since then what has happened.
So yeah, tell us how you really feel. It's not disgusting. Just enjoy sweets and stuff. So yeah, so I did the triple threat and looked better, and that was awesome. But yeah, I didn't. The cool thing about this was I didn't alter anything. I didn't alter my diet at all. I didn't. I had intended to start working out, but in reality, it didn't happen. I didn't change anything. But then after I was done, it was kind of, I wanted to be able to maintain, but I also, it was kind of funny. We went to conference. I think I took my after picture was literally the morning we left for our first conference. And then at conference, Dr. Don did a presentation about the It's Vital Complete Nutrition Pack. And that's what I've been taking ever since then. That and greens every single day. And it's kind of one of those products that gets lost because you can't really show a before and after for what it's doing inside your body. And it's one of those things where the way he put it in the presentation was even if you were to eat clean every day, chicken and broccoli and, never eaten fat and carbs and all this other stuff, even if you were to eat clean all the time, there's so much, nutrients that are missing from our food these days that, things that were there 20 years ago that just aren't now. And there's all these hormones and extra stuff that we don't even, know what it is that goes into our food these days. So, the Complete Nutrition Pack was what, filled that gap. And so I started taking it right after a conference, and I did that in greens. And I've done it for the last, over a year now. And what was kind of cool is 3 years ago, we got life insurance for the first time. And so we had to get all the tests and blood work and all that stuff done. And recently, our income has changed. So we've done some financial stuff. So we had to go, we had to do a new life insurance thing. So we had to do all this testing again. And I got an email from our financial advisor, and he was like, "Hey, dude, your numbers came back way better than we expected." He said, we used your projections of what it would be now based off of what it was 3 years ago. And he's like, and you've actually gone the other way. My cholesterol was lower, my blood pressure was lower. I had high blood pressure and high cholesterol. It wasn't to the point where I needed to be medicated for it, but it was high enough that it affected our rates. So it's 3 years older, and I still eat just as terrible as I ever did. But I added those products in every single day, and it made a huge difference. So.
And this young man right here, and he got thrown into this kind of like about an hour before this, and he enjoys this about littler than any of us could possibly imagine. So, Stephen, this was your It Works Cleanse, and you did this, I think, mid-February? Yep, so do you want to just talk about your results a little bit and what you saw?
So yeah, we did this mid-February. So yeah, the 2 days on the cleanse just kind of cleaned up what I was eating normally. Much like Jason, I was eating crap. But I mean, it was something that was so simple and easy to do, especially for me, kind of always being on the go at that time. And so I ended up losing 4.5 pounds in 2 days. Just felt a lot better, so yeah.
And so Stephen has a little bit of a different approach with this. Stephen then, I'm sure a lot of you have read, got pretty sick then in March, and one of the things that he had to do was he had to take all of his It Works supplements and everything out of his diet so that they could figure some things out. And so he did that, and he just recently has been able to add back in a couple things. The greens and the ProFit, I think, are your more go-to. So I'm just gonna have him talk a little bit about how you're feeling since you've been able to put those back on.
Yeah, so as you all know, kind of having a little bit of kidney failure, not due to anything else, just by, a severe infection in medicine. So, but yeah, being able to add those two products back into my regimen has been a saving grace, especially for me. It's help me get my protein in that I need to do to be able to start healing from an amputation of my toe. But then the greens, adding in that energy and that extra little, core nutrition into my, diet that I'm not normally getting. Like Jason said, you could eat clean all you want, but if you're not getting, 8 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, you're going to be missing out on some of that. So.
Awesome. Let's give them a round of applause, guys. Thank you so much. I think a lot of it goes to show that it's not just